Well, we know that actually is particularly wrong. But again, I am a little bit worried and concerned about warnings. Warnings we can give to the citizens. Even just yesterday, the United States tried to start off what they call a national alert. They had to test run it yesterday so that they can have a way of alerting the entire people when there's any kind of threat. Yes, and it was beamed live on television. Now, if you go to the website of the United States, just for us to know that actually what people took out and put in the newspapers, we are not from text messages. In quote here, let's see if we can just take a few of the paragraphs so that you can tell us what exactly is happening in those states, because people need to be informed so that they take off the fear. Is that the U.S. Department of State warns U.S. citizens of the risk of travel to Nigeria and continues to recommend U.S. citizens avoid all but essential travel to the Niger Delta states of Akwa Ibom, Bayelsa, Delta Rivers, the southeastern states of Abia, Edo, Imo, the city of Jos in Plateau State, Bauchi and Borno states, and the northeast and the Gulf of Guinea because of the risk of kidnapping, robbery, and other armed attacks in these areas. So, end of quote. This is taken from the U.S. State Travel State.gov. That's their website. So, you're on the ground.
Now, I want to ask, sorry, when was that placed there?
Well, that's in October.
Course,
That's in October, now, specifically October 13th.
Now, when last did we hear of kidnaps in Akwa Ibom? When last did we hear of kidnaps in Abia, for instance? You know, Aba was a no-go area. But there's a lot of activity. People are going about their businesses in Abia. Look, I would not agree with any person. Now, I say once there are issues where we find Nigerians, it's just like when it started in Libya. Of course, the Nigerian government was worried about its citizens, and it took steps to ensure that its citizens in Libya were protected or brought back home safely. It's the same thing here.
Since this is not an updated information, if it's as far back October the 13th, what should our government be doing in this regard? Shouldn't someone, maybe the embassy,
how many times have we
missions,
well,
get in touch to give them the true picture of what exactly is happening?
The fact is that we share intelligence. We share intelligence. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
And of course, how many times, since the service has taken it upon itself to come out every time to speak to the Nigerian people? I mean, I think this is, in this particular week alone, this is my third appearance, still saying, look, there is no need for us to panic.
Yeah, what if, could it be that some are taking advantage of the fact that we don't have an alert system? If we had that in place, and then Nigerians, the government issues its own alert saying, well, actually, this should be disregarded because this is our state or the level of alert we have.
Because
we will get there.
Because the way they just bought the bass cutter, you call it?
The bass cutter.
Now we have the bass cutter. We can take it steps ahead and get the alert system
in place. And of course, you know also that the president, has authorized the police, has provided funds for the installations of CCTV, first of all, in Abuja. Now, what saved the London riot, we cast our mind back, was because there were CCTVs everywhere. And so you could monitor, There's so many things the president is doing for security agencies. But it takes time, because some of these technologies are not things you just go and buy off the counter. When we went to buy the back scatter, like I said, a country that had placed order for long before, and of course, we didn't just place the order this year. It takes a while. And it's very funny how it comes. It has to come into Africa to South Africa first, and then you begin to move it from South Africa to Nigeria.
These are some of the things we should work on. And,
exactly. And let me tell you also, now, because you can't depend solely and totally on this technology, the president has gone a step further. If you remember about 2 weeks or a week back, where the military displayed the anti-terrorism tactics with dogs. Of course, the military has been able to purchase about 100 dogs. They're making, they place orders for another 100. These are trained dogs, not this dog that they cook in Imo. The police has also acquired, of course, that the police already has some. Even the SSS, we are joining suit to acquire dogs. These dogs have to be trained. You have to also train the people that are going to man these dogs. And of course, it's not easy feeding these dogs. These are dogs that at the end of the day could end up eating a baby if you don't feed them well.
If dogs can help us, why won't humans also help us?
Exactly.
In the fight? But someone here is worried and he's saying, well, why can't we say, if you know the sponsors of these terrorists, why haven't they been exposed? They want them to be exposed because I think all Nigerians will troop all out. If you really can't get them, I'm sure people will go and fish them out and just burn them at stake.
We had declared some people wanted. As I sit and speak, nobody has given us information about these people we had declared wanted.
We must remember initially that when you declared Mama No wanted, there was no face to that name.
And then we provided a face.
But nobody has seen the face so far. I mean, you will not go and volunteer information where you haven't seen the person's face, would you? First of all, the fact that you put out a name without a face, someone will say, give the person the chance to escape. You know, that's one possibility.
You see, we are back to where we started. If we decide to carry out our own investigations, to track these people down on our own, using our own methods, he said, no, if you had told us, we would have assisted.
But don't you find it a bit ridiculous? Come on. That if you decide that someone is wanted and you put out just the name without a face, that person could be anybody.
Of course, you know that Nigeria is a very unique place where you are Maokwe Ogun. You are not the only Maokwe Ogun.
True.
Of course.
So if we catch 100 Mama No's, how would we know which is which?
We will know. If you know any Mama No, give us the address of the Mama No you know. We'll begin from there because we know the exact person we are looking for. So when you say that we should sponsor, publish the names of these sponsors, of what use is it going to be to you?
Name and shame. Doesn't that
look
work?
at this. Ejiofor also suggests that you should put more emphasis on bridging the trust and communication gap, maybe all security agencies, so that people can also call them, get across, and pass information.
And that is why I always come on TV. I don't come on TV because the SSS does not have work to do. I come on TV because, of course, somebody must be there to plead with the Nigerian people. See me as a sister, see me as a mother, see me as a wife. If I can do this without having recourse to my own life or what will happen to even my own family members, it's enough. It's enough to assure people that, look, we are willing to work with the Nigerian people to secure our nation.
Right then, we'll have to, I guess we have to leave it here. But we also have interesting questions. People are asking for BB pin and also Twitter handle of the SSS. Since if people are going to spread rumors there, they might as well confer with SSS on the social network platform.
That's important.
So, yeah, we've given out numbers, and we do really appreciate the people who have used those numbers to reach out to us, and we want to encourage them to reach out more, not just to the SSS alone, not just to the police, the whole intelligence and law enforcement agencies have now become one village. You can't separate anyone from the other. So if you give the information to the army, it will definitely be shared amongst us. If you pass it to maybe the NSA's office, it will definitely be shared. But the fact that people sit without giving information and want some certain heads to roll, it's wrong. If we keep changing, when you have to change, it takes time for the person that comes in to learn. And of course, I want to seize this opportunity to say, yes, the president has given us a go-ahead to recruit. If I have to recruit your brother, you will be very angry at me that after the person has undergone 1 year training, I will send the person to Yobe. It takes not less than 4 years to develop capacity, capabilities, and build confidence in an officer for you to push the person out.
4 years?
Yes, of course. To develop confidence. Yes. Because, of course, if you just bring a fresh graduate, you finish training the person, you push the person to Yobe or Borno, the parents will just say, come out, come back, because Nigerian government has decided to go and kill my family. Oh, that's the truth. It takes nothing less than 4 years for you to be able to have that type of officer that will move into the field and do exploits for you.
All right, so we'll definitely keep at this. But people are recruited and they send them to Afghanistan and to Iraq, Iran. So
where it's not in Nigeria. If we try it here,
no, Nigerians enlist there and then they go. So
it's because they go there to look for it. But Nigerian government, look, we are a people-oriented government. We like our people. It's just that the people are not showing us that they love us. I come here and they say, look, Marilyn is appearing too much. The SSS lacks what it has to do. When we were keeping quiet, they say, oh, it's because our operations, maybe there were so many things we were doing that we didn't want the Nigerian people to know.
We don't get that on our tweets to say that, well, I think people appreciate
I mean, the people you invite here,
that's why they say.
The people you invite here to come and talk on security issues, you know, because they want one sort of contract or the other, or they have applied and they have not been given. They want the neck of those in position to be served to them.
All right, we'll have to let it go here. Thank you very much indeed for coming in. Marilyn Ogar, Deputy Director of the State Security Service. And
before I go, sorry, I want to call on Nigerians.
Okay.
You have to be vigilant. Be more vigilant. Be more security conscious. Now, this idea of people making phone calls and shouting into the mouthpiece. I am in channels right now. When I finish, yes, I'll be going to the airport. Yes, I'll pick the 10 o'clock flight. You're talking to the whole world.
Not because the network is bad or something.
Not because the network is bad, but because we like shouting.
Okay.
We've shouted and Samson Siasa is out. They brought Stephen Keshi. Some people have started shouting that he's going to lose. Why don't they shout that these security agencies, look, whether you are in the National Assembly, whether you are a state governor, whether you are in a local government, let us support them so that we'll have a safe society rather than criticize, you know. And of course, I want to tell our big men, there's a lot of sexpionage, you know. You hold a position of authority. Your daughters, you wouldn't want other people to touch them, but you want to touch other people's daughters. They come pick information. Of course, there's so many policy statements or decisions that are yet to be taken. They're already outside. Okay. So we have to learn to secure ourselves, our environment, above all our nation.